lowkey panicking, but it's fine. A Solangelo one-shot fanfiction. Nico was a generally petulant, cold-faced, stoic person. He only smiles during the darkest and latest of nights and barely grunts a word at people. His expressions are perceived as less than friendly, and perhaps the only people who weren't afraid of him and his ghost powers could be counted on one hand. Percy, Annabeth, Jason, Hazel, and Raina. So it was a total shock to him when the golden-haired Will Solus bounced next to him right as he was leaving his cabin at 12 p.m. in the afternoon. He had just woken up. Hi, he says in the quietest of voices. Will smiles brightly at him. Hey, Nico, the blonde says. Nico frowns. He feels as if he's being smirked at and, oh, yeah, that's not a welcomed feeling. Not for him. Enough people believe they can mess with him, and those said people were sent right to Will's own wing. What do you want? He asks with a bite in his tone. Will shrugs. Just wanted to say hi, he says evenly. Nico scowls at him. That's it? His tone is harsh. You just want to pop over here and say hi? For no reason? Nico says snarkily. Surprisingly, Will doesn't run and scream in terror. He doesn't start to shake either. Instead, his smile seems to grow infinitesimally bigger, and he shoves his hands into his pockets. Yep. He pops the P of the word before turning sharply left and away from Nico. The blonde doesn't even look back at the confounded boy he had left standing. Instead, he smiles at some of the other campers and heads into cabin 6. Nico stares at him dumbly, even as he disappears into the cabin. What the Hades? He mutters quizzingly to himself. Nico crosses his arms tightly on his chest. There's some other campers, gossips for sure, who are staring at him. They are muttering hushed whispers, which are clearly pointed towards him. He sends them a murderous glare. The point gets across, and they scramble away quickly. Nico sighs. Sure, being dark and broody is helpful when no one wants to be alone. But there are times that he doesn't want to be alone. Alas, how on this earth is one supposed to make friends when they have the appearance of a walking skeleton? Nico keeps on walking towards the mess hall. He needs food. He needs it now. His stomach shouts at him to hurry up. If only Jason was there. Then maybe he'd believe that yes, the Nico D'Angelo really does run on sustenance. Well, something other than Happy Meals, that is. Few campers are still in the mess hall when he arrives. They stick to their own tables, their own siblings. Nico has no siblings. Not any that are here, at least. Sitting down, he summons plain salted noodles, slightly buttered and light garlic, Diet Coke rather than water. He sighs as he smashes a forkful in his mouth. Pasta's great and all, but he eats it because they're simple carbs. Plain pasta isn't overpowering. It isn't too earthy or too meaty or lettuce. It's just enough to keep him upright. Nico sighs again as he finishes half the bowl, quickly getting sick of the dish. As he scrapes the rest of the pasta into the fire, he wishes he had a friend next to him. Welcome back! Nico groans as the harsh light attacks his eyes. He attempts to get up, but is shoved down. Gently, at least. You just woke up. It'd be awful if you fainted again, the voice chuckles. Nico's eyes register just enough to see curly blonde hair next to him. The figure is wearing a white coat and holding a clipboard. It's Will. What happened? Nico asks with a slight snarl. Shadow travel, Will responds dryly. Did you know you had a limit on distance and time? He asks with an innocent voice, but his eyes are letting on that he knows more than he's saying. It seems to me that your body uses a lot of energy to travel around that way, and it lowers your blood sugar level significantly. Nico scowls at him and blinks at the feeling of a hollow ache inside him. Yes, I did know that, he says. Will makes a half smile, half smirk. Great. Then I'm gonna need you to manage your shadow traveling a bit better, Will says. I will come up with exact rules soon, but no, it will be more limited now. Nico feels fury well up inside of him. Not over my dead body, he growls. Will chuckles at his threat, annoying Nico even more. 1, Will puts up a finger. If you were a dead body, then I did my job wrong. And 2, as if you go so quickly. And 3, doctor's orders, he said firmly, leaning in. Nico crosses his arms indigently. And what if I don't listen, he snaps. You will. Will sounds so sure of himself. Nico's eyes darken. And how do you know that? Will leans in. He leans in very much. Nico gulps subconsciously and for a moment is shell-shocked by the smug look on Will's face. His eyes are full of bright lights and mirth. His mouth is pink and completely sure. Nico's never really talked to Will much. Not before. Well, yet other than yesterday when he randomly said hi when Nico had woken up. He had always known the blonde. How could one not know, and vice versa? He knew Will was smart and capable and a wicked good doctor. Nico just didn't know how commanding and snarky he was either. Oh, I have a feeling. With that, Will leaned back and ripped off a piece of paper and hands it to Nico. The boy stares at it. It has times and measurements. Your rules, Will says easily. Doctor's orders. He leaves with a flourish of his coat and Nico is left still on the bed with shouted orders to rest. Nico is surprised. Pleasantly surprised. Everyone at camp is afraid of him and his scary powers. But Will is not. It's a nice change. A hint of a smile appears on Nico's face. He actually listens for once, because he's not Percy Jackson. What is that? Nico stares at the cards in Will's hands. He shrugs. Nico scowls at him deeper. What is that? He repeats. Mytho magic cards. Will smiles brightly. Nico wants to put on sunglasses. I was playing with a few of my patients when I remembered that you used to be a huge fan of the game. That is how you identify Dionysus, right? Will teases. Nico feels his face warm up, something that has never happened before. Indigently, he turns away with a huff. Huh, don't like it? Could have sworn you still liked that game. Oh well. See you later. Will only takes about 3 steps before Nico caves. Wait, Nico calls out quietly, but Will hears and spins around as if he had shouted at the top of his lungs. I still like the game, okay? Will says, trying to act hardened. Nico says, trying to act hardened, but it clearly wasn't working as well as he was hoping it would. Perfect, Will says with a grin on his face. Come join me. He puts out a hand between them. Nico stares at it. What? Noticing that Nico didn't move a muscle, Will quirks up an eyebrow. Huh? Too much for you to handle, he teases. Sorry. Just say it. He brings his hands back to the pocket of his sweatshirt, but smiles welcomingly for Nico to follow him. Nico frowns before giving in and following the blonde. He still catches the smirk residing on Will's face. You don't need to look so smug. I said I still like the game, Nico growls. Will tilts his head to the side. I hope so. They enter the hospital healing wing, and there's a group of kids in clean white robes that seem to light up when their eyes catch on Will. They're young, ages 9, 10, 11, 12, perhaps. Dr. Solus, they chorus before even noticing that Will stands next to him. Will smiles brightly. He almost looks like that of an angel of medicine with the sun shining through the window. You're back, the kids continue. Will laughs and leaps onto one of the empty gurneys. Nico stands and walks and stands awkwardly next to it. The kids don't spare him much of a glance. He wants to melt into the shadows to escape, but finds that the wing is so lit up with light that the nearest shadow could barely cover his entire hand. I am, Will says, eyes twinkling. And I brought a friend. He presents his arms like a magician showing his newest trick. The kids stare at him. Nico stares back, awkwardly. What is he supposed to do? He waves. A tight, forced smile is on his face. The kids look at him intently and then back at Will. They smile, a move that Nico did not expect, and nearly giggle out. What? Guys, Will says with a head shake. Nico looks at him with a head shake of his own. Is there a blush on Will's face? Or has Nico forgotten breakfast? Again. Don't laugh. This is Nico. A kid falls over, chortling. Oh, we know, he says mischievously. Will sends him a hardened look. The kid turns back to Nico and thrusts a stack of cards in his hands. You ever play? Nico looks at the cards. Amateur set. Yeah, Nico grunts. All the kids here are too young to know about his past. They don't know what these cards mean to him. Of course I do. I got 7 of these, he continues. The kid's eyes widen like saucers. The other kids gasp dramatically. No way! The kid lights up like a firework. That's so many! I only have 1 of everything, but I do have 2 Apollos, the kid explains. No, you don't. You don't have Athena. It didn't come with. That's no excuse. Nico is confused and stares at the bickering kids, unsure of what to do next. Will seems to have noticed his discomfort because he leans over slightly. Tanner. He's one of Aries' kids. Laura's mom is Athena. They like to fight a lot, but they're friends, he explains. Nico quietly nods as Lara and Tanner begin to shove each other's shoulders. Will allows them to fight for a minute longer before clearing his throat and sternly glaring at them. Lara sheepishly takes her hands off of Tanner's shoulders. That's enough. Do you want to start the game now, or what? Nico smiles, holding his cards up. Nico copies his motions, inspecting each player carefully. I'm ready to win, Laura brags. Without meaning to, a rare smirk rises to Nico's face. It feels equally foreign and nice. That's funny, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win, Tanner shouts at her. Laura sticks her tongue out at him. Nico lowly chuckles, hiding it behind the stacks of cards. Will seems to be the only one who notices it. The blonde looks at him with a smile and eyebrow quirk. Nico scowls. What? He snaps. Will shakes his head. Nothing, just nice to see that look on your face. Nico stares at him, unsure of what he means. So instead of worrying about it, he resorts to slamming these kids at mythomagic. No one knows it better than he does. Whoa! How'd you do that? Laura shouts at him when Nico, unsurprisingly, wins. He shrugs. Easy move, he says lazily. Laura glares at him, but it's nothing like her older sister's stare, so he's not fazed at all. You'll learn in time, he all but teases. She snarls at him. He slightly grins back. Will laughs and forces Laura to put her cards back into the pile. He's a big fan of the game. Don't take it personally, he tells her. Tanner looks back at Nico with wide and impressed eyes. Really? Nico feels awkward. Never once has anyone looked at him in awe. With panic and fear, yeah. Why was this kid doing this? What did he want from him? Yeah, I have most of the extra packs. You know, it's fun. He babbles out, wanting to melt into the ground. Tanner leaps up onto his gurney. That's awesome, he cries. Can you play with us more? He asks. His eyes go big and wide, and Nico finds it in himself to not shut him down with a harsh no. Tanner looks excited, Laura looks interested, and Will just looks smug. Nico snarls at him. What's got you all happy and sunshiny, he says. Will just keeps smiling. Still looking like a medicine angel or whatever. It's nice to see you having fun. I'm so used to seeing you groaning in pain on one of these. He motions to one of the gurneys. You should play with us more. Lots of the kids love this game, Will asks. His smile seems welcoming. Nico's still unsure if he should or shouldn't agree. Besides, how else will those extra card packs come into use? Will teases. Nico decides that he'll agree to play with them a bit more often. Touché, he mumbles, and Will knows that he's won. The kids are a bit loud for his taste, but the game is fun. And it's nice playing with people who love mytho magic almost as much as he does. And Will, he's nice. A little too nice. But not awful. He's a nice friend. Maybe. When Nico leaves the hospital wing to retreat into his own cabin to nap the day away, he leaves with a new 10-year-old fan, a planned gaming session next Tuesday, and Will's touch lingering on his shoulder. He buries himself in 4 blankets and knocks out for 20 hours. He'll admit, it's weird having a friend. At the same time, it's so nice. Will's friendly and bright, slightly annoying, but sometimes it makes him smile in a way that makes him also want to bury himself into the ground. How could someone look so sweet yet not disgusting? It didn't make sense. The last person that smiled like an angel and had been cute without being awful was Percy, and Nico did not need another round of that. Hey, Will, can you do you think you can help me with something? Nico said. Nico says, very nervously. The feeling is odd for him. He's more brooding than awkward on a day-to-day basis. The young patients behind Will seem to giggle slightly. The blonde smiles back at him, looking as golden as his father in a tiny way. Yeah? With what? He says, leaning forward on the gurney. Nico opens his mouth to respond, but is distracted for just a second. Who on Gaia's Earth gave Will arms like that? They're strong, that's clear, but not overly muscled and big. Lean but firm, and oh dear Zeus, why can't Nico stop gaping at them? And why are they so gorgeous? Why are they so distracting? Oh gods. Nico swallows and forces his eyes away from the view. If Will had noticed him staring, he certainly doesn't show it. His smile is as serene and pleasant as ever. Nico swears his face isn't bright red, but it may be. My dad wants me over for dinner, and I don't know, I kind of want to make a good impression on my stepmom. She's not trying to smite me, so I think it'd be nice. Nico admits, fighting the urge to shadow travel away. God, huh? He's so awkward. Nico blames Will's newfound arms for the feeling. Technically, though, Nico has been awkward since he called out Will's name while walking slowly into the room. Yeah, of course. Will smiles brightly. Really? Definitely. My ship's wrapping up anyway, so I have the time. Oh. A smile sneaks its way onto Nico's face. He hates it. Thanks, he said meekly. Will shrugs, calling out that it's no problem, and he'll meet him at his cabin in about 10 minutes. When Nico closes his cabin door, he questions his own sanity. He further questions it as Will explains which fork is which and which spoon goes where. Oh! If he thought that Will's arms were a distraction before, then it was the entire center star of the solar system now. With his doctor's coat, most of Will's arm had been covered, and only his forearm showed and just a sliver of upper arms when it was rolled up. Now his entire arm was on display, and Nico's mouth was basically probably drilling. It's all lean muscle and beautifully tanned skin. Nico? Hello? Will waves his hands in front of his face, and Nico jumps about a foot in the air. Will snickers. Nico does not. I hear you. Salad, soup, yeah, all that. Nico growls in an attempt to hide his gaping. Will chuckles and folds his arms over his chest. Ah, wow. Biceps. Very nice. Nico feels dizzy. Great. I will be on my way then, Will says easily, walking towards the door. Everything in Nico's mind and body scream at him to not let the boy leave. He steps out and puts a hand on Will's shoulder and, wow, it's an equally terrible and glorious idea. He jerks back like he's been burned. Will takes notice and looks at him like he's gone insane. He's probably a third way there, though. I need something. I need help picking something nice to wear. Nico blabbers out, a very unlikely thing for him to do. Pure black emo probably isn't the best impression. He continues like an idiot. He secretly asked for the earth to open up and swallow him whole. Then again, he could probably have that arranged if he really wanted it to happen. I don't really know what I don't really know what to do, you know? Cue awkward grin. Cue faceplant. Cue Will's weirdly cute head tilt. Well, your father's Hades, so I don't think she'll really mind. Will looks him up and down. Nico's face becomes red. This ensemble. But I do get where you're coming from, and I'm thinking nice, but still My Chemical Romance? Will teases him. Nico scowls at him. I kid. Actually, no, I don't. Will makes a quick turn and thrusts open Nico's closet. It's a total mess, an explosion of black clothing. He's unsure if he should be embarrassed or not. Either way, he is. This, not bad. This one's actually better. Okay. I got one. Will throws him his newfound sartorial choices. Nico catches it in his hands and looks quizzingly at them. Nice non-ripped jeans, striped black and white button-up. Just wear black sneakers and comb your hair out of your face a bit. Will instructs him. Nico nods. Not a bad choice, he laments, looking it over. Will rolls his eyes and scoffs. I'm gay. Of course I have some style. What's your excuse? Nico can only blink back at him. Gay. Gay. He's gay. Oh, of course he's gay. His inner monologue is completely stupid. I'm gay. He's gay. Oh my god. We're both gay. I could date him. I want to date him? Do I? No, I don't. Maybe, yes, no. I mean, he's got great arms. It wouldn't be bad. And a pretty cute smile. Plus he's gay. Wait, no. Why is he staring at me with that look? Nico opens his mouth, but no words come out. Will starts to full on laugh. He's laughing. Oh my gods, I'm dead. It's cute. I'm even more screwed. Wow, his arms. I should watch him do blood tests one day. Nope, that is weird. Would it be hot? Probably. Are you okay? Will gasps in between his chuckles. Whatever's happening to Nico's mind is probably the mental equivalent to a keyboard smash, so he doesn't really know what to say. Yep, Nico says, preparing to shadow travel. He steps backwards into the shadow and begins to melt away. But much to his shock, Will's eyes widen and his hand shoots out, grabbing Nico by his hoodie sleeves. Will drags him back into the light and aggressively points a finger in his face. His expression is a mix between worry and lots of anger. He's never been like this. Nico's shocked and weirdly intrigued. You're not getting away with that. Not from me, at least. Will scolds him. Nico stares at him blankly. He's mad. It's low-key hot. Wait, should I be breathing right now? Because I don't think I am. I mean, he's a doctor. He could fix me, like CPR. Nope, bad idea. I've never seen him so mad. Or mad at all. Huh. I don't think my brain is functioning. As your doctor, it is an order. Will finishes, but Nico catches only 10% of what he said. He gulps, not out of fear, but out of... well, he doesn't even know. Noted, Nico says dryly. Will huffs and nods, looking at him with a fierce glare. It's now he understands why Percy gets that stupidly dazed look on his face when Annabeth is yelling at him. He's really hot right now, and I don't think that's okay. Nico wants to shadow travel again, but it would probably be risky. Not that he doesn't want to see Angry Will again, it's more like he knows he's already pushed it. Good, Will says hotly before leaving the cabin. Nico stares out his window till Will's curly blonde hair is no longer visible. And then he falls into his fit bed, face first into the pillow. He blinks into the pillow, and does so for a very long time. His brain is fried, and it is because of Will. I'm panicking. I need your help. Really? Yes. Please help me now. Okay, what for? Nico looks around him and then back at the IM. I think I'm panicking. She raises a brow at him and dryly says, No duh. He glares at her. Raina isn't fazed in the slightest. But really, I feel like my heart is about to explode. Is your heartbeat really going that fast? Raina questions. Nico throws his arms up in the air. Maybe? Probably not. Nico sighs and drags a hand down his face. I saw Will, he admits. Raina's face turns into an interested smile. Go on, she says. Nico feels his face heating up, and the following urge to jump into an ice bath. Gods, he hated blushing like a 10-year-old girl. Everyone was going swimming, he continues. The smirk on Raina's face only grows, and I decide that maybe I should go too, for fun, he mumbles. Nice to hear you're not hermit-shelling yourself, Raina teases him. Nico glares at her. She only shrugs. But, Nico points up a finger, Will and his siblings decided to go swimming in the lake too, which I guess makes sense or whatever since everyone is burning today and whatever. I wasn't expecting it still. Nico ignores Raina snickers. You didn't expect that he, as a part of the camp, was going swimming in the lake? Shut up! You literally called me to freak out over this. Nico just nearly swipes at the message. I discovered his arms a couple weeks ago and I couldn't look at him the same. Now I've seen him without a shirt and I can't look at him full stop. He's hot. Like, really hot. Like, looks like his dad. What do I do? He walks around in a circle in his cabin, tugging at his hair in a frenzy. I stared at him for like a complete minute. I don't think I breathed or blinked or moved at all. I just stood there. He continues. Nico, Raina says seriously. You're panicking, she deadpans. He turns to scowl at her. She raises an eyebrow in defiance. I know that, he cries out. His eyes catch onto the uncovered window where there is a perfect view of bare-torsoed Will running by. He's silently laughing, hair flying back and eyes nearly closed. Nico gulps and his brain pauses for a minute or two. How are the campers around him even functioning? It's like watching a piece of art, but like not in an objectifying way.
I'm gay panicking, but it's totally fine. It's fine.
Nico sputters out. The words are a total mess, and that falls right in front of him. Reina cackles like a witch. Will walks by.
Yes.
Nico grabs a blanket from his bed and huddles it around his body. He groans loudly and falls to the floor. Reina's eyes trail down with him, quietly witnessing his breakdown. She doesn't even make a sound as he mutters deliriously about how Will is affecting him and how his brain is just now melted. It's completely melted. You know, it may help to tell him that you like him. Might stop the panicking, Reina offers. Nico glares at her from the ground and forces an arm to wave around madly. What part of? His arms are now helicopter rotors.
This makes you think I could confess.
Reina rolls her eyes. You're an emo depressed boy, not an emo anxious boy. Get it right, she says dryly.
I could be both.
But you're not, Reina chuckles. It's fine to tell him you like him. He's not as blind as Percy. He's as gay as you are, so that means he knows what he's doing. You've said it before. He's very clearly smirked while you blushed. Why not tell him? Will's not the type to lead a person on. He's probably just waiting his time and having fun with it. It's much more torturous for you than him. Nico makes the sound of pure gay panic for an impressively long time. Reina allows him to do so. Hey, Neeks, I gotta go soon, she says, looking up the I am for a second and then nods. However, you still do need to consider, she points at him threateningly. Nico nods meekly from the floor and watches wordlessly as the I am disappears. If anyone is able to die from gay panicking, Nico is clearly trying to accomplish it. Nico wants to die, but he can't quite seem to turn off his mouth yet. The words he is spilling weren't the ones he practiced with Reina, but Will is smiling at them nonetheless. He's sure the red on his face has taken over and he's become a tomato head. Nico feels miserable and thanks all deities for making sure that no one else is walking in onto the scene. No one would ever let him live down, much less Will. So, yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to say. Yeah. Nico prays for his father's realm. Will lets out a laugh, and if it wasn't so horribly sweet and cute, Nico would have shadow-traveled away now. That was really nice and brave of you to say, Will says. He leans out and presses a kiss to Nico's cheek. Nico nearly falls over. And I like you too. I've been waiting for you to make a move since you started staring at my arms like a lifeline. Nico gasps and points at Will accusingly. You noticed! How could I not? Nico glares at him harshly. I don't like you no more, he mutters. Will sighs, but with a smile on his face. He opens his arms and closes them around Nico's form. Nico is shocked by the fact that he is still standing. His inner mind is frozen still, though. Oh, he says dumbly. Will chuckles. The sound resonates slowly and vibrates from his chest to Nico's. Does this make up for it? Nico scowls, but doesn't deny anything. His heart is beating much faster than it should, but it's okay with him. He decides that, yes, the hug does make up for the torture that Will's put him through. Frickin' arm tease. It's warm and comforting, and he really likes how Will smells.
Yeah, it does.